for our soul to come here on this earth plane. So metaphysics, as that physics is a part of physical science, and metaphysics is a, as the first philosophy, I'll say, the Aristotle said it's a first philosophy or a wisdom, or like there's a time in that on the earth where the time came and beyond religion, beyond like any rituals and beliefs, they started seeing that there's a bigger picture to that. So like instead of philosophy, there is a, like a, there's a reality which is beyond physical, this thing which we can see from our eyes. Like that's how we say third eye, third eye. Why we say third eye? Because we, which we can see, we can see from our third eye, and which is not, you can't see, that is the reality. Even though we live in a three-dimensional space, earth is a three-dimensional space, but there's a, when you see, there's a bigger picture to that which we see in from our physical eyes. It's just a very limited knowledge we have,
Right.
because we come to this space. Yeah, there are rules and regulation we need to follow, but when we go beyond and to that, and when you understand and you start experimenting, knowledge becomes wisdom when you experiment that. Instead, otherwise it's just a knowledge, just a philosophy. So metaphysics is, if you just take a word, if you start reading, it's just a philosophy. But you start when you start apply on your life, on yourself, that you become so confident, because you know that you are just a energy, you are a soul, you are a even though you don't believe in that soul philosophy, or you are an atheist, or like what you say that, oh okay, there's just a philosophy, but still there is some power, some energy is always there, always there, which takes care of you. But it comes with a self awareness. So I say that, after with my journey on this earth plane, um, I came to know, or maybe say that self realization, the self awareness, which I'm strongly believe that I am a soul and a part of a divine, part of a, part and parcel of that bigger of light, the power which takes care of this universe, not this earth plane, like multiple galaxies. It is taken care. And I come here to learn some lesson, because once we come from that light, um, on this earth plane, on this planet, we just come to learn some lesson. So we go back again to the home, our home, to the light, with these lesson, because we have five senses. So because soul cannot experience by itself, soul needs a body, and with the body we just need a mind also. Mind is like a power, it's like a CEO of our body. So then when, that's why my main focus is to understand that, just not the body, because most of the time we just look for the, we just take care of our body, we just like decorate it, we just do so many things for on the body. But we, once we go beyond, once we, our understanding go beyond, then we can understand the true meaning of metaphysics science.
That's a
Because once, yeah,
that's a big, a lot to unpack for the common person listening. And I want to say hi to Amir out there. Feel free to ask questions, Amir, and we will try to answer those. But so metaphysics includes, but is, it sounds like from what you're saying, it includes spirituality, it includes some religious practices, but it's so much more expansive than that, and it's even beyond a philo- philosophy, right? It
yes,
is what it is. It's a reality within
yes,
our place in the universe. That's what I get from you. Is that what is? Am I on track here?
yes,
Okay. Okay, good. So, so it actually isn't something that a lot of us who may be Christians should avoid, because you're practicing metaphysics within your own religion. So, Vivek is here to explain more about how you use it within your own daily practice or your spiritual practice. So, can you go into a little bit about that, Vivek?
yes, definitely. So I believe, even though these metaphysics, spiritual science, and All those things, even all those, they are just a word. Until and unless you understand those, this thing to apply in your daily life. That's why I just call all of them science. That's why I just add with the science, spiritual science, metaphysics science, physical science. So once you add, because is, if you see, science does the experiment, science does the investigation, science does all the hypotheses, experiments. So you can apply those things in your life also, because science is there. You, like, you can see everything is science. We are talking with each other on this stream. It's just because of the science. We use like cell phones, laptops, everything at our home. Electricity is there, everything is there. So once you understand that science is a comprehensive understanding of any visible or non-visible solid substance, when you understand in that way, that it's not about the religion, it's not about any cult or any culture or this thing. Like, I came from Hinduism, but my parents were atheists. They never believed in any idol, even in India also. So when I start understanding into the day-to-day life as as a scientific, as a fact, that yeah, if you see that, the first law of thermodynamics say that we are all energy. We are just all energy. We have, everybody has the same energy, exact one mind, one consciousness, one, everything is one. We are same. Only thing separates us how we vibrate in a different frequency. That's it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you may be vibrating in a positive frequency and I'm vibrating in a negative frequency. That's why it separates us. That's it. Nothing else. Everything is same. Yeah. Because when we come to this earth plane, we take a different form, because vibration and frequency, it just expands. So energy is same. But when we came, and energy takes form, different forms. We just take a different form.
So
So
the
when we
choice is
come,
ours, right? We can either be
yes,
low vibration or higher
yes,
vibration.
yes. So when we start using, like, practice, like science says, 21 days practice, or our subconscious mind, as we, that, you are a subconscious mind architect. I love that. So once we understand that everything is a repetition and practice. So when you start understanding and practice in your day-to-day life about the fact that you are an energy, only thing is separate us from each other. It's just how we're vibrating. So once you start vibrating just on a positive frequency, that's it. Other
So
person,
we're kind of like they say, a spirit having a human wait, we're a human. Wait, we're a spirit
we are,
having a human experience,
yeah, we are a
basically.
spiritual being and having a human experience.
So we
So
have a
because,
question.
yeah,
We have a question too. Um,
yes,
and we'll talk about that. But I didn't want to cut you off though.
yes,
But basically, the choice is ours. What we do with our life, how we plan to live it, and how we allow our spirit to expand and grow and
yes,
benefit others, right?
yeah.
Um, so we can transcend the human experience. But Amir asks this question: is the twin flame a real thing? What do you say to that?
So I say that, because there are so many in the new age spirituality, we have so many things like twin flames, soul, this thing, our, what do you call that, we are a twin, soulmates, right?
Mhm.
So if you believe, it's all about up to you. Once you understand that you are a energy, you are a soul, and you are having a human experience over here on this earth plane, and we all have a soul plan, all have. One thing I understood, I'll give you the answer for the twin flame. Once you understand that when you come here, you take a full 100% responsibility of coming here. 100% responsibility. Responsibility means response, ability to respond on this earth planet. 100% responsibility. So what happened is, when we come here, it's like everything is planned by us. That's a very, very hard thing, which I remember that whosoever I tell, that person does not want to listen to that, because they'll say, "Oh, why I'll plan the cancer, or why I'll plan the this thing, bad thing in my life." Once we start taking the 100% responsibility, first of all, the blame and complain game will just go away. It will go away. You become calmer. You must have seen the highly elevated souls who you see that they are your role model. You will see that they're not reacting anything. They're so calm, so peaceful, because they don't attach to the karma. They don't attach to these, the karmic relationship. There, no attachment is there. So, in on this earth plane, when we come, we always have our mirror. Always, always have our mirror. So, to me, the twin flame is, if you believe, definitely it has. If you don't believe it, it's not. It's not there. Even though you don't believe that you are not energy, it will not happen. It's all up to you. It's
Right.
all up to your self realization, self knowledge. The moment you have the self knowledge that who you are, all the things will, you'll get your own answer. You will find that the twin flame not in the romantic relationship, you will find the twin flame in somewhere else also. Maybe a twin flame is within you, that you are your own twin flame. It's
Yeah,
not
it
that,
could be. It
or
doesn't have to be a romantic relationship.
yeah,
For
it does
it
not,
would
even
have to be a
soulmate
relationship with a
also.
child or any
Yeah,
other
even
person. So, but
soulmate
but it
also can
really
be.
is free will. You
Yeah.
have free will, so you can connect with that person or not connect with that person. But
Yes,
before you
yes,
came
absolutely.
to this earth and incarnated, you agreed to have certain experiences. You agreed to meet certain people and have them in
Yes,
your life, or not have them in your life. So, but you do have a choice to a free will. You can rewrite your plan at any
yes,
point.
yes.
So
So
that's a
even though you meet somebody, like, even like we have a very close relationship. Just just giving example. We have one close relationship, intimate relationship. It can be even romantic, or your like family member or something. All your life, you don't have any connection with that person. No connection at all. There's always argument, there's always fight, there's always disconnection. But you meet somebody, and then you immediately have that very, very strong connection with that person, with that energy, I will say. So, but once you understand, once you have that self awareness and knowledge, because I love to experiment. I take my life, instead of crying, or sad, or like becoming unhappy, or this thing, I try to do experiment with my life. When I come to this earth plane now, and once I am aware of this thing, so I'll try to see that why I have this misunderstanding with this person. But in a bigger picture, I love that person, as we are same energy. So let's do experiment. Let's vibrate positive vibration frequency to that person.
live your
Let's
life,
see.
enjoy it, and explore.
Yeah,
I
enjoy.
totally agree. Now,
Because
what
you must have
tools would you
seen
say they should be using to do these experiments or to experiment with metaphysics? What would you say? What
tools.
tools would
Okay.
should we be using?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So there is like, I will not say the tools. I will say there are so many, what you call that, the laws, physical laws. When we come to this earth plane, there are so many, laws we have to follow. We need to practice. So, which we cannot see, like the physical science laws we can see, but there are so many laws we cannot see from our eyes. So once we start using for our self improvement, as I said, that our core purpose, our intense desire to be happy, regardless to anywhere we are. So how, because the science, the spiritual science and metaphysics, once we have understanding, which is the science of invisible things, invisible energy, I will say. So once we start understanding that there is a law of abundance, there's a law of attraction, there's a, law of compensation, there's a law of like freedom, law of life, law of love, law of truth, law of perfection. So all those laws, if you start seeing and working on those, in your day-to-day life, Like if you see that physical science, material science, I will say, like it work on a problem, right? Problem come, like COVID came, pandemic came. We start doing research, then we have a hypothesis, then we do experiment, then we do observation, then we do conclusions, then we communicate to the world. Okay, let's do this medicine, let's do this thing. Same thing with the metaphysics and the spiritual science. We have a life changing event come in our life. Eh, Before that we were absolutely fine. Life changing events come in our life, then we start asking question, why this happened to me. Then we
Yeah.
start seeing things differently. Then the why come. First is that life changing event come in our life, then we start saying, oh okay, why Vivek, why things happening to you, what's wrong. Then our awareness expands. We have expectation from ourselves. Then we see that we don't have to run outside. All the resources are within me, universe is within me. I can make it changes. Then you start reading books, meeting like people. Intense desire you have to change because of the life changing experiences. So life changing experiences or any tough situation come in your life, that's your opportunity. That's like it's a time to see something bigger picture. And then after that you start seeking, like you doing meditation, you start reading books. Like I wanted to learn science, I joined hypnotherapy. And even though I was reading so many books and I just wanted to do add more this thing, I wanted to understand scientific facts. Then you start working on trusting, that means your intuition. So what do you do? Life changing experiences, why come? Then you have expectation. Then you have to do experiment from your life. You do seeking. Seeking means you do meditation or you do connect with yourself. Then you do intuition, like your sixth sense opens. Then you have a alignment with the higher self. That's the
Mhm.
end stage, like a self realization. That okay, self
I
is so important. Everything
like
is self.
as a therapist, we use the laws of metaphysical laws, the law of
Yes.
reverse action, a lot of the laws that you're talking about.
So many
And
laws. Yeah.
Deepak Chopra, if you, for
Yes.
those, he's very well known. He has a book
Yes,
called
I
Seven
read the
Spiritual
Seven Law of
Goals of
Spirituality. Yeah.
Success. That is, it, he mentions a few, so that's a starting point, and he does mention in the end of his book other books you can read for references to learn more about it. That's a
Yes.
starting place. Self hypnosis is another
Yes. Awesome.
powerful.
Meditation and self hypnosis number one, I will say. Because the
Right,
more, even though these laws are like, these laws are like, yeah, philosophy. Like as a reading, you can read so many books. The law of consciousness, law of reincarnation, law of incarnation and reincarnation, law of karma, law of constant progression, law of like uncertainty. There's so many laws are there. But what is the biggest law for me? Knowledge of self.
right,
Just sit with yourself, connect with yourself, or if you need, take help. Like you can do take help from hypnotherapist. Go to like some life coach, or just connect with the like-minded people. Whosoever you feel comfortable in your own way, you can connect with that person or that. And you know what the Rumi said? That whatever you're seeking is seeking you. It
right.
will come to you. It will reach to you.
I
The
love
moment
Rumi.
you, yeah, but the moment you take a step, it will come to you.
Mhm.
So, like in NLP, we say that, we can model. We don't have to spend like yogis, or we don't have to go to Himalayas to take this thing. We can take so much knowledge right now. We live in this
Right.
digital world. We
That's a
can,
good point.
yeah,
That's a very good point. We don't need a guru. We don't need a
yes,
yogi, like you said.
you are your own
It's
guru.
all within you. You just have to take time to connect within, right?
Yes,
I like to say connect with nature. That's a good
yeah.
start.
Because
You,
when you go to the organization or this thing, you become follower. You have to become your own guru. You have to become your own master. Then you will reach to one next level of consciousness. Otherwise, you will become follower. That's it. You will just follow whatever the other person is saying.
yeah. And then Amir says he's a newbie. He really needs help. But you're kind of answering that question. Go within, learn to meditate. Deepak Chopra helped me learn years ago. I started learning to quiet my mind about 2008. And I read his book, and he takes you through. It's a good book. It's called Path to Love, and it's really you're the path, learning
Mm-hmm.
to love yourself. And he has you go through a series of exercises where you record your own voice,
Okay.
because we trust our own voice. It's sometimes hard for some people to trust the voices of others. And then
Right.
you put it in a way that your mind and heart can accept. And then you learn to silence those, the thoughts that you have. I used to be constantly in my head. Like I would hear constantly, even when I'm sleeping, I would be hearing all these thoughts, as and sometimes it would be difficult to sleep, but I learned to silence those voices by following his way of teaching you how to meditate. It's a powerful book. All of his books, he teaches you how to do it yourself. Like you said, you are your own guru, and he
Yes.
teaches you how to connect within. And so it's something that's work on our part. You can't just let somebody else do it. It's work on our part, like you said.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're right. He's awesome. And then, if even if you go to any this spiritual scientist, I will say spiritual scientist, any motivational speaker, any guru you will go, they all, in the end, they all will tell you the one message: knowledge of self, and you have all the resources within you. You don't need any this thing. Yeah, definitely. Because of sometime our consciousness level is we are in that kind of a conscious level. It's a good to take a help. Initial help you can take, but journey is yours. Like you can do your own.
Right. What other modalities do you practice, Vivek?
So, Renee, as hypnotherapy, definitely I work with that, which I studied, and other so many other modalities which I use a lot is number one is my meditation. I do meditation a lot by myself, and I am a big advocate of meditation. I know with meditation, first you calm down even your brain waves. You will calm down yourself. You can take a big, good decision when you are like calm, when you connect with yourself. And I love past life regression therapy, not just because it's related to any religion or any specific culture or any, based on the karma. What we can get the knowledge from our present moment, what we can understand, not by going into the guilt or into the blame or into that, the fear. So I believe in that. I love to do in that past life regret. I believe in that we have a past life karmic patterns in our life. I strongly, strongly believe. Sometimes things happen in our life which we don't have any answer for that. No answer at all. No matter what you do, you don't find the answer. At that time, it's a very, very important to understand that we are a soul and we have some give and take relationship in that current moment. Once we understand that we have a, that past life relationship. Right now, it's coming. We need to take care of that with the
Right.
respect, with love, and with the acceptance. Three things is very, very important, extremely important. And then I use so many, I'm learning NLP, that's a neuro linguistic programming. And I am working on that soul coach, that life coach, understanding about the soul, about the spiritual science. And more my focus into that energy work, energy healing. Like I do reiki also. More my focus is to get a add a value to myself and add a value to others also. Spread this truth. Whosoever wants to know, they will know. Whosoever is not ready for that, that's fine also. That's okay. No
I know
problem.
Dolores Cannon was saying there's been hundreds of years of karma that people are not getting out of. Their stuck in it, and the past life regressions will help you to become unstuck and stop
Yes.
repeating those patterns lifetime after lifetime. And
Yes.
we get stuck right here in this current life in our old
Yes.
old family patterns of
Yes.
dysfunction. And that can happen with with our individual soul, lifetime after lifetime, we're not learning the lesson. And that's why you see such darkness in the world
Yes,
today, because we have a lot of stuck people stuck in trauma, stuck in their karma. So past life regression therapy can rip that out completely, like you were saying.
I
Can
love
you
it. And
recommend some books
yeah,
for, you're an avid reader. Can you recommend some books for our listening audience to start with? Perhaps some of, some of the favorites that they can start with.
yeah, there are so many books. Like when I started about, even though I knew that there is a karma, there is a reincarnation because I came from the Hinduism background and the big believer of the reincarnation. And there's a very beautiful our Hindu scripture Bhagavad Gita, which is talks about all that, soul and reincarnation, and how our journey is there. So many lessons we have to learn over here on this earth plane, because we forget when we come to this earth plane. We forget that's a system is over here. We have amnesia. We just don't remember all those things. Some few highly elevated souls, they remember all their past lives. So we just forget the moment we have those memories. So that book, that Bhagavad Gita, that it tells that it's a Hindu scripture, that book, the Bhagavad Gita. So that's my favorite. I learned so many this thing, about the reincarnation, about the karma. There are different chapters are there. And there, like in 2014, I went to Dr. Brian Weiss seminar, past life regression, this thing, and there was a collaborated past life regression they did, and it just opened my mind that that how the science is adding. Once science and spirituality marry each other, you can understand so many things, because
Yeah,
main science is spiritual science, science of energy of the this cosmos, this universe. So my first book, which opened my mind, was The Many Master, Many Lives, that Dr. Brian Weiss. I highly recommend that. I know it's little bit science, because he's a doctor, and
yeah,
after
he
that,
lived in past lives because he's not from the culture, Hindu culture, like you
yeah,
said. And
yeah,
what I appreciate about Hindu culture is that even though the world was colonized, that remained untouched. The Hindu,
yes,
the Buddhist, and a few,
yes,
and the Vedic, the that practice was never contaminated. So
yes,
that's what I really appreciate about it. Uh,
yes, yeah.
yeah. So many lives, many masters is another book. Any others?
And then there's a Journey of Soul. I don't remember the author name. What is that? Peter Rochu, I think. That's a
Okay.
Journey of Soul. And
Okay.
then Dr. Newton, he has a number of books. And then I start reading lot of books of Dr. Joe Dispenza, that Your Placebo, Breaking the Habit, Breaking your Habits, and there's so many, that Eckhart Tolle, New Earth. I really love that book. And I start reading the book of Dawson Church, Mind to Matter, and Bliss Brain, and
And I'm gonna recommend Dolores Cannon. She has a ton.
Dolores Cannon. Yeah, Dolores Cannon is my favorite. I love her books, and most of them books. I read all her books,
What
and
I appreciate about her is that she took all of the things that were on the books on public record about
mhm.
people who had issues with UFO sightings, and she went to each
Yes,
one of those people and she
yes,
did past life regressions on them. And from all of that, we have all of her research that they will not use in studies, but we
yes,
have them in volumes and volumes of her books. And
yes,
these are real life experiences from real people, even though the names are
yes,
changed.
yes.
That's another good way to a place to go to read.
And I read like a lot of near-death experiences from the near-death experience site, and I love those experiences because they're real experiences, and it's like it's like live experiences you can read. So so you can understand about more that life and the karmas and that how our soul plan. I love reading Robert Shaw's Soul Plan, Soul Gifts. That's my favorite author.
Some of
So
the
there's so
books
many.
that I love is like the old ones, like with Edgar Casey,
Edgar Casey, yeah.
because a lot of people kind of took what he wrote and just
Yes.
kind of rewrote it into what they into their books. But I like the older ones. Yeah, like
Edgar
him.
Casey, and then there are so many this thing. What you call the Sate books. She also this thing, Abraham. There are so many books are there which
And Deepak
like
Chopra has some really good books.
Deepak Chopra is awesome. Yeah, Deepak
It's
Chopra's
easy
audios
to
is good.
understand.
Yeah, you can listen to him. There are so many hundred of, videos are there, knowledge is there. Even though you don't read the books, there are so many in this digital world that use your devices, your gadgets to learn, to get the knowledge instead of like distracting or wasting your time.
Right.
Use
And
those.
Google,
Yeah.
I think Google has Google Books. You can read them online for free.
Yes.
And but so there's a question we have: our destiny, is it written or do we make it? Now, I'd like to start out, and you can give me your opinion. But we have free will, so
Yes.
our destiny is not set. We can definitely change anything we've contracted to come into this life to do. It's not set in stone. We can, And so, what would you say, Vivek?
To me, I mean, I took a number of. I'll say that I will say so many years I spent on this to understanding that is our destiny is written, or that's like one of my main that curiosity I had that is it like I plan everything, why I planned this kind of a life, and or then how I can change it, how like if I have to change, is there any free will if something is written or something is done by God or divine or bigger picture, then why I'm here, what's the purpose of my coming over here, what's the use what I'm doing over here. So that was a big, I mean, I will say that Amir is asking this question. That was my this thing, concern always it was, I was maybe say that curiosity was there to understand that. The more I have that self knowledge, always it takes me to that self awareness, self knowledge, the self realization, the enlightenment, I'll say. The more I have that self knowledge that who am I, then I start understanding that, the destiny, it's definitely planned by me, it's written by me. And how I change that, the tough situation, the challenging situation come into my life. In any time, I have a free choice, as you said, to change that. Even though I created the soul plan, like that, we plan with like 30, 40 main soul people around us, souls. We always have a soul group, like 30, 40 main group, we always come with that. Then we go to that, like first family, and then in hierarchy, if you see that we have that first is self, then our family, like immediate people, then our like colleagues or friends, then the society, then the community, then the universe, then the consciousness, bigger picture. So once you understand what we do, what we do with the upper thing, like, oh, we'll just stuck over here in the outward. Or, we're worried about the outside people. Then we're worried about the family. In the last, we take care of ourselves. We don't even take care. Most of the time, we don't even take care ourselves. So once you start understanding that, with healthy boundaries, first you take care of yourself, then we start taking care of your family, because with those family member you have the most karmic soul plans. That's what you plan together. And that's why I love reading near death experiences, because I get to know the real experience. And there are millions of experience are available on the internet, on the Google, or on the site, near death experience site also. So when I start understanding that even though I made a plan for my life, but with my wisdom, instead of crying or cribbing or becoming sad, or I always can change the situation. Always, that power is always with me. So there's a, because we live in this three dimensional place, which is a polarity, duality. We need to see We cannot understand the good unless and until we understand the bad.
Right.
That's the truth. So
Yeah.
our destiny is planned by us, as Renee said. We always have a choice, and it will only come when you understand yourself. Once you
Right.
go inside, inwards, when you start
Otherwise,
going inside.
if you don't have a choice, why put any effort into doing anything at
Yes,
all? You'd be like
yes,
a robot. What's the purpose? Like you said. So you have to
yes,
question all of those things because a person with that mindset could say, "Well, it doesn't matter what I do because it's a," but that's not true.
yeah,
Um, but we were designed to have free will. And even
yes,
though a lot of our free will is being taken from those um, power that be, um, we're designed with a choice on how we're
yes,
going to respond to it, how we're going to live our lives, and what we're going to do to change society
yes,
around us
yes,
by taking care of ourselves first and then
yes,
moving out to others, to our families, to the community, society, and the universe, like Vivek was saying.
yes,
Uh, and a lot of people think they're stuck, that they don't have a choice, but that's not
yes,
true. That's not the case. And so I encourage you to take charge of your life. So when someone comes to you, Vivek, do you combine modalities to help the individual? Um, like for instance, I might use hypnotherapy with biofeedback with some of my clients, or maybe Reiki or something else. What would you do? You combine any of your modalities?
yeah, definitely. So once we have that connection with that person, with the soul who came to me, and because we all, as we are all have the same energy, but our level, our behaviors, our habits, our thought process, our mindset is little different. And we always as a soul, as energy, we should use empathy, we should use compassion, we should use kindness, we should be very nice to that person, to the other soul, always with healthy boundaries, definitely. We always respect the person views, their nature, how they want to learn. It's very important, extremely important, because the person does not know about the soul, about the science, about the metaphysics or the spirituality. I just can't impose or infuse in that person, right?
Right,
But we can use the elements. Always use the elements of that, all the things. So the if the person come of the soul come, or that the person is definitely needs a help. That's why. And it's like it's a time of new age spirituality, when it's like so many help is available. You don't have to silently just go through all the situation in your life. There is so many help available. I will use the core elements of hypnotherapy, core element of the spiritual science. I will add all the elements, like the NLP, law of attraction, and that imagery, the progressive relaxation, meditation. Everything takes everything takes us to the self knowledge. Do you believe or not? Everything in this life, all the question, all the information, it takes you inward, going inside. Even in the hypnotherapy also, we understand the subconscious mind. Most of the time we don't even know that our subconscious mind is running behind. We have so
yeah,
many programs, so many apps in the back. Like in our phone, we have so many apps are going on, we don't even know, we don't even understand. So when the person is coming to me, I definitely try to understand what their background is, what how we want to, how that person is ready to take the information. That's how we check the suggestibility also, how the person is ready. In the end, how that it's like a circle, how that person reach to that end, to that circle again, to reach to itself, to me, to themselves, to self, because self is so important. So if you see in that every session, who's overcome, we just take to the self. It can be self-worth, self-esteem, self-knowledge, self-awareness. Everything takes us to the self. self is there. So all the universe, in our ancient Hindu scripture, it says universe is your mirror. Everything is illusion. Everything is an illusion. Whatever you're seeing, it's your universe. So if you are a good, feel good, you will see situation is also feeling good in front of you. If even you go to the heaven, I'm just giving example. If you go to the Hawaii or a beautiful place of your this thing, but if you're sad from inside, that place is also very sad for you. You won't
Right.
find any happiness over there. So how Dr. Joe Dispenza says, you think from your brain and you feel from your body. So if you
Right.
marry your thinking and feeling, you can become so, you will understand self more. So
Yeah,
that's
and
how it is. You think and what you feel. That's how law of attraction work. Number one secret of law of attraction is that whatever you would think, we don't feel. We don't
you
feel at
know
all.
what's interesting though? Some research, science backs this up too. We have three brains: one in our head, one in our heart, and one
Yes,
in our, and
yes,
we have to work on syncing them off for our total wellness. And
right.
there's a lot of ways we can self-regulate. But what I like about the Vedic or the Hindu past life regressions that I've watched, they kind of combine hypnosis with a little
Yes,
bit of Reiki, and it's just a beautiful thing to watch. And they have them on YouTube, so I highly recommend past life or regression therapy to heal many things, or even you can
yes,
use not to heal your body or your mental or emotional issues, but you can visit with a loved one you lost and really talk to them and get information that you need to know in this lifetime, get advice, things like that. It's a powerful tool. It can heal your body. Many
yes,
health issues that you want healed, regression therapy has healed it.
yes,
So, I highly recommend it, and I'm totally excited about doing that myself. And I just love the work, and I love exploring new ways of doing different techniques. I love the Dolores Cannon's technique, but I'm very attracted to the Hindu way of doing past life regression. And I know you just came back from your trip from India,
yes,
and
yes.
did you get to explore anything like that?
Yeah, not now. I mean, few years back, I had my own past life regression therapy in India, and definitely their way of doing is little different because it's more into that, I will say, karmic based, reincarnation based, and about and it's not religious. I'll say that it's more spiritual. That about the metaphysics. I'll add. So over there, I mean, over here it's like in US, like if you see, that's how we learn that it's a fact base that we just work on that how we can use this past life regression that we go back to the past life and then how we can use in our current situation. We don't like give full explanation that our core purpose of coming here and then learning the lessons. So in ancient wisdom, like on in that eastern, that especially Hindu and Buddhism philosophy, as a Hinduism, Buddhism is a way of living, right? It's not a religion or this thing. It's just a way of life. It's a way of living. It's more about that how that we live our life. So I've seen that, in that one, because I like to combine that. That's why I love to combine the modern psychology and that instant wisdom. Because as per them, that, some, whatever the challenges you are having in your life right now, in this current, which you don't have any answer, definitely they believe that you must have done something in your past. It's like definite. You must have done something in past. That person come to take from you right now, but we are not understanding. We are thinking, oh, that person is mentally torturing you or abusing you or giving something you. Definitely, physically somebody abusing you, you can't like let the person abuse. You have to take a measure, some steps to take care of yourself because that's more important. But in that over there, it's like basically we need to, once we understand and we take it an open mind that okay, in this lifetime I have to learn some lesson, even though I'm very like a, it's a very common phrase that why bad thing happens to the good people, right?
Right.
We always say that. But because we think that we in this lifetime, oh my god, I'm so good, I did all the things right, how like all the bad things are coming to me. But there's a one more perspective. If we see, spiritual science or metaphysics and this thing, that yeah, in our past life we have done something which we need to learn some lesson in this lifetime at this current moment. If you take that step, if you go to that, that past life regression therapist, because over there also you are the one, you will give the answer. Past life regression therapist is just a guide, right? So you are the one, you will give all the answer, and you will see that in whatever's happening in your life, you correlate with that life. So that was the lesson. So right now, like in this lifetime, I have to learn the lesson of patience. I am a very, very like highly, I'm a rich person materialistically. I'm very, very successful. I'm very educated, right? But every time I have like hundred of situation in my life which I cannot use my patience, and I'm so frustrated. So many challenges come in my life where I never use the patience at all. So imagine like I have a near death. Just imagine that, example I'm giving, that I have a near death experience. My energy, my soul went up, and then on the astral world, and then I met the light, and then that's how they have my review. Like over there, time is not a this thing relevant. They will say, "Oh, Vivek, you like you didn't learn the patience." I will keep on saying, "Oh my God, I'm PhD. I have $1 million house," and this. The light says, "No, dear, you didn't learn the patience. That's why you went to the this lifetime. And this X person, Y person, Z person come into your life to teach you the patience. But in this lifetime, you're hating that person. You're not understanding." So the moment
Right.
you have the self-awareness, you get the knowledge from the past life regression therapy. That knowledge, if therapists give you that kind of awareness, not just oh, okay, you went, you paid the money, and then the therapist gave you some suggestion, that's it. I believe if somebody come to me, I will definitely give the core knowledge also that person, that
Right.
okay, in this lifetime, whatever the situation you're having, just with an open mind understand, the person is not your enemy at all. The person is trying to give you some lesson.
So let me give you
So
an example of my experience.
sure,
I've
please.
had many, many past life, different types, QHHT and regular past life
Uh-huh.
regressions. So in my life, I've always had an opportunity to just be extremely successful or famous,
Mm-hmm.
and I've sabotaged it or I wouldn't act on it, or and I just didn't know why. Would I have the ability and I have the desire, but I just wouldn't do it. So in my past life regression, I found I used to be this man, a black man, right? And he was
Mm-hmm.
a free black man years ago when there was enslavement, right? He owned a lot of land. I mean, he was wealthy because he was a landowner. He owned a lot of land, and land meant you were wealthy, right? And then he had his own, he built his own house. He had a horse. He had, a wife and children. And the poor white people in the area were jealous of his success because he was working for himself. His family was doing well, and when I was in the life, I was thinking, yeah, he's just in this house, and on this, I wasn't really thinking about his success because by standards now, it wasn't like this big mansion or but land was wealth, and the fact that he was free and that he made his own money, was able to take care of his family. And
Yes.
so the people of the town, they kind of were jealous, and they, some kind of way, they caught him, and they had him tied up and he was in the court, in the church, and they were going to have court martial him for some fake charge. And what happened was they strung him up and they hung him. I didn't see the scene because I'm sensitive, so my subconscious would not allow me to see the scene. But I was there standing after the fact, thinking all the thoughts that he had. And he was like, "What's going to happen to my boys now?" And why were they, they were jealous. And in my mind, I was learning the lesson that you cannot allow people's jealousy and how they view you to stop you from doing what you need to accomplish in your life. You have to be you. You have to do it. You cannot sabotage yourself. I was learning the lessons in my mind. So my subconscious or higher self was telling me the lesson of why I always self sabotaged and why I had issues with success. And it
Yes.
all stemmed back to that experience that I brought back into this life. So it's little things like that. I mean, we may not be a king or a queen or someone elaborate in a past life, but you will learn the lesson when you do
Yes.
the regression therapy. And we have another question. Can we
Very
connect?
nice, Renee. Very nice experience you shared.
Thank you.
Very nice.
But it's something that helped me recognize not
Yes.
to be limiting myself or self sabotaging.
Yes.
Um, but Amir says, can we connect with the source? And when you um, create, the source is in everything. It's in us. I'm from a native background, and
No,
our
you're
belief
right. You're
is
absolutely
our
right.
source is in us. It's in the living trees, animals, everything. But the question, since you're our guest, I will let you answer that question. Can we
No,
connect with?
you can also give, definitely. You were right that we source is everywhere. It's like just everywhere. It's like this thing. And we connect with the source? Yes. You are always already connected with the source. We don't even remember that. Only thing is, right now we need to put the effort. Like that's why we say, oh, do meditation, sit with yourself, do mindfulness, go for a walk in nature, use your five senses. So now we have to connect, like it's just a Wi-Fi in our phone. Like our screen is like a conscious mind, and then our hardware inside the phone or the laptop it's just a subconscious mind, and Wi-Fi is just a source. It's like in the moment, that's why we always say that, oh, do the meditation, connect with yourself, sit with yourself. But in a reality, you're always already connected with the source, because you're a part and parcel of that source. So it's within you. Only thing is the journey have to go inside, from inward, because we all have a two words, like physical word, which we can see from our eyes, and then we have inward inside word, universe, inside universe, that invisible things. That's why if you see that metaphysics is a branch of like philosophy, which which tells us that non-visible things, non-physical things, the matter which is physical, and the connection with that the source, with the energy. So that's the reason our subconscious mind, we have a two, best time in the morning and in the night when we sit, connect with ourselves. Like we have so much busy in the day to day life, in the daytime, in the night or in the morning. Make a habit, no matter what. Just sit with yourself. You don't have to like close your eyes. There are so many so many misconception. You can do meditation in so many ways. Like I love to do meditation with the instrumental classical music, some flute, some instrument music. If you love music, just sit and connect with yourself. Just there's no thought, there's no this thing, just imagine there's nothing, outside world, there's nothing over there. No issues, no problem. Connect with your higher self. Hypnotherapy is the best thing to connect with source. Like you can take a professional help, you can go to some therapist, and you can go for a nature walk, and then listen to the use your five senses, because our body is an instrument for our soul. So once you understand the connection between mind, body, and soul, you will get to know about source, because most of the time we are connected with our body. That's it. We don't connect with our mind, and we don't connect with the higher consciousness. So it become easy. So Amir, I will say that please sit with yourself, do some meditation. There are so many apps are available on the phone, on the internet. If you are not like, if you need help, just do the some apps. There are so many. Start with the 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 12 minutes. Initially you will have some issues. Initially, because our subconscious mind is not habitual to sit with ourselves. Our that body is not habit, because there's no habit of sitting with ourselves. We
Right.
always spend time with outside, other people, phone, gadget, this thing. But most important thing to connect with, in the reality, in this world, in this universe, most important thing to connect with yourself. All the
Right.
answers, all the solutions are within you. Source is within you, Amir. Please sit with yourself, connect with yourself, and then source is seeking for you, waiting for you. It's just waiting for you, so you can
And,
connect with the source.
and I'm from that school of thought to leave the gadgets and just learn to connect within yourself, because you have guides and you have ascended masters around you that are whispering things. So you
Yes,
can't hear it unless you're in silence. And like
yes,
Vivek said, first thing when you wake up and just 30 minutes before you go to bed, that is the perfect time for meditation or affirmations or connecting within, so you can hear. And there's a
yes,
ton of books that can help you, but we have to move beyond relying on a book, because you can get direct information from source just by connecting within. And then you know the truth, because there may be some things in those books that may not be altogether true. There may
yes.
be some truth and some truth, that some things that are not true. We don't know until we connect with them. And so
Absolutely right.
we do want to ask for your information, Vivek. How can we, our listening audience, find you, to work with you, and give us
Yes,
your contact information?
yeah. So my best contact is to go to my website. That's wellnesswithvivek.com, and it has all my information over there. My phone number, my email, and there's a contact us information over there. You can send the message to me, and I'll be more than happy to assist you for anything, any information you need. And my website is the best this thing, to mode of contact. It has
Right.
all my information there. And then I have a Facebook page, Instagram page, that's Wellness with Vivek. Um, and then you can connect with me from there also.
Okay. And we're both. She's my colleague. So, yeah. Do you have a so wellness with Vivek?
Yes.
And then, is there a phone number or anything?
Yeah, it's on my website itself. If you go to my website, it's all everything is there.
Okay.
And best contact is my email address, and it's there on my website. That's a wellnesswithvivek.com.
Okay. And then, of course, you can reach me,
Yes,
quintessentialroots.com. And I'm on
yes,
all social media, from Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, and LinkedIn. So I try to do all of them. But yeah, this has been so wonderful with you talking
yeah,
about this subject. I know we've had conversations in the past, and I know how deep
yeah,
you are into spirituality, metaphysics, and healing, period.
yes.
I really enjoy that. And please feel free to come back and join us at any time. Is there any last things you would like to say to the listening audience?
Yeah, definitely. And first of all, I would like to say to everybody that Renee is a such a beautiful soul, and I love talking to her. I love like learning from her. So she's such a beautiful. She's a great hypnotherapist, and if you need any assistance, please contact Renee. Also, she's amazing, amazing person. You can immediately she can create a rapport with you, or you can connect with her. That's the personality she has. That's like, that aura she has. So I will definitely love talking to her. I can talk to her hours and hours on our beautiful, because we are like minded, and it's always, it's like my, I'm so grateful, thankful to her that I'm in this lifetime we met and we connected with each other. So I just wanted to share that, everybody, and to the audience, to the we all, as I said, that I have my YouTube channel also. So if you want to go, I post like every day one video, something just to motivate to myself, and then I can share my thoughts to others also. I always say that we all together in this journey, and we all come here to some lesson, to grow together, to evolve together, to learn something on this earth plane. So we don't have to have the fear. Most of the time, half of the of us, we just live in a fear of this, fear of loss, fear of like insecurity. We don't have like security of job, of money, of relationship. All the time we just live in a fear. We don't have to live in a fear. Once we start understanding yourself, the power, the resources, every knowledge is within you. You don't have to fear at all, because you are a part of that source, that divine, that we are in this divine matrix. It's just we are part of a bigger picture. See your purpose on this earth plane, higher purpose on this earth plane. Instead of fear, instead of this thing, infuse, put this information to your kids, to your family members. And once you are powerful, because we forget that we are so powerful soul, we are so pure, we are so like all the resources are within us. Only thing is we forget, we are not remembering that right now. So I will, my humble request to everybody, to do meditate, connect with yourself, um, because you are your own guru. Take the information from everyone, take a guidance, take the information, and then use it, experiment it, apply it in your life. Knowledge become powerful when you apply it. Otherwise it's just a philosophy. It won't work. Instead of like we keep reading hundred of books, we go to so many followers, we go to motivational speakers, gurus, monks, we go to so many things. But once you start applying those knowledge, my biggest message, my the one message is that apply the information you're receiving. Apply it, see the result, and you will see, the more you connect with yourself, your life will bloom like anything. You will feel so happy, so calm, so peaceful. And that's our main goal, to have a happiness and peaceful life. And we can spread that happiness and peaceful that everywhere around us, wherever we live, even though we live in a jungle or we live in a material world, we spread that happiness everywhere. So as a collaborated, let's join together and help each other, grow with each other, evolve with each other, because we're all together in this journey. And thank
Yeah.
you so much, Yane. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Vivek, for that. I do appreciate it. Thank you for joining us, and please come back again. Feel free
Yes.
at any time. And I love, I could talk about this all day. So thank you, guys. If you have any more questions, leave them in the replay in the comment section, and we'll be sure to answer your questions. Thank you so much for now. Thank you for joining Quintessential Roots and Wellness with Vivek. Peace.
Peace. Thank you, Yane. Take care. Grateful.
I know. Thank you guys all for joining us. I really do appreciate it. Thank you.